This one's going to be better anyway. So, welcome to the second podcast of the podcast about nothing.
Yeah.
All right. So, this is our second time doing this, so I'm going to go ahead and say this again since we messed up the first time. The name kind of came natural.
No, it totally did.
Yeah, so we stuck with the name, and here we are. So, everybody had a chance to check out the podcast, and it got a lot of good reviews, and it was pretty amazing. It was a pretty good feeling. Do you feel like there's added pressure on you?
No, not as much as I thought there would be. Like I said, initially I got nervous when you brought it up.
Yeah.
But no, it's cool.
All right.
Yeah.
Sweet. All right. So it's going to be the same format as last time. You know, the first thing is like what's going on in our lives or kind of what we want to talk about. And then the second half will be like hot topics, like what's going on in the world and stuff like that. And so with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into it.
Okay.
So I think we had some good comments from some of the people that left some comments like on a post.
Yeah.
And I think we should kind of take their advice. So if you're out there listening, leave a comment on YouTube or on Facebook or wherever like you get the YouTube. I mean, like wherever you get the video at, and then leave us suggestions, and then we can kind of use that to help build.
Yeah.
All right.
No, give us feedback.
Yeah, facts. You might hear a siren in the background, but that's because it's raw and uncut. Real raw. Somebody getting shot right next to us. Nah, but I guess let's kind of go with parenting first.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like parenting is good. You know, we kind of had kids early. Super early.
Mm-hmm.
So just like tell me your experience, you know, like as a parent, and you know, like since we had kids so young, like we kind of grew up with our kids.
Definitely.
Yeah, so tell me what your experience was like growing up with our kids in particular.
I'd say first off, I really thought that going from no kids to one kid would be hard.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't easy, but it wasn't as tough as going from one kid to two kids. I have other moms ask me often, like, was it hard going from one to two?
Yeah.
Or no, was it hard going from two to three?
From 2 to 3.
No, 1 to 2 was tough for me. 2 to 3 was fine. 3 to 4 was a breeze. It really was. But Miles was a very...
Go deeper, explain. Like, why is it so hard from like 1 to 2 versus from 3 to 4?
I think it was just like, for me, one baby, like I knew what that baby needed and I knew what I needed.
Right.
You know?
Right. Yeah.
So, you know, we could, you know, flip-flop, make it work. You know, oh, the baby's asleep, I'm going to take a shower. Or I just fed the baby, no, I'm going to eat. You know, like that kind of thing. But then like 2 babies, it's a lot.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Like, especially like the age gap. They were a little over 3 years apart.
Yeah.
The first 2. So, you know, first baby, he's running around. He has a schedule. You know what I'm saying? Like he has things he likes to watch. He has things he knows it's almost lunchtime.
For
you
real.
know.
Yeah.
And then this little baby doesn't know up from down. And I'm damn near right there with the baby. I don't know day and night up and down with it. So it was tough for me to go from 1 to 2. But after that, I think I finally just got kind of realized that people say like, you know, you sleep when the baby sleeps, you eat when the baby eats. Like you just got to kind of go with the flow. Like things aren't going to get done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like things aren't going to get done. Things aren't going to be perfect. You're going to be late.
So
like,
how is it easier from 3 to 4?
Well, first off, I think it helped a lot that our last two were so close in age.
Yeah.
Yeah, barely over a year apart.
I think that shit drive me crazy.
I mean, I think that's what made it a little bit easier.
Okay.
And then you worked at home at that time too,
Yeah.
and that made it easier.
I
You
mean,
know?
being able to work from home has been definitely a blessing for us.
Mm-hmm.
That I can be there and like help with the kids and stuff like that,
Oh, yeah.
because we've been in a position where I've had jobs where I've been gone like weeks at a time or days at a time, and basically most of the communication or like me getting onto the kids was like over FaceTime. Like, hey, y'all better act up, or I'm getting my work truck and drive 18 hours and whoop somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
but like being able to like be here at home and kind of have that reinforcement,
Yeah.
I'd say it's definitely like helped.
If you were to go back, to like working outside of the home, it would be just as much as an adjustment for everybody else
Yeah.
as it would be for you. No, it's been super helpful.
It'll be a major adjustment.
Yeah.
And there has been times where, like I've thought about it, because I kind of missed the, being in the office and being around other people.
Yeah.
And yeah. And, like there's been times where like I've thought about it, but I'm definitely blessed to be in the position that I'm in. I'd say for me, just having kids young and just growing up with kids, I don't think I thought about the consequences whenever we were bumping and grinding,
Nope.
I don't think I thought about them at all. And then the first kid came, and the first thing that came to me was like, I have to marry you. I don't want to be that person that's out here just having babies with people.
Yeah.
And so that was the first thing that came to my mind, which is a whole story, which is a whole great story. But after we had Taj, and we got to be with Taj for 3 years, and I'm glad that it happened that way, because I absolutely fell in love with Taj, and there's such a special bond because it was such a turning point in my life that I had him. And I feel like in a lot of ways, Taj made me a man, and Taj made me grow up, and it just made me really happy because finally I had something that you and I created together.
Yeah.
And I got to be with that for 2.5 or 3 years, until Nora came. And then when Nora came, what was that Nora had? She had something going on when she was born.
Both the girls had jaundice really bad. Yeah.
Yeah, she had jaundice really bad. And I remember when Nora was born, it's really a different experience whenever you have your daughter, especially as a man. Like the world kind of stands still whenever you have your first daughter. And I remember she had that jaundice, and yeah, Jesus, I got so emotional. I just kind of went out to the car, and I don't pray a lot, which I probably should, but like I just prayed so hard that she would be okay. And, as long as she was okay, like I would do everything I could to protect her.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously she came home safe. So John, I'm assuming jaundice isn't like a big deal. It's kind of common amongst babies, right?
It's pretty common, but to the extent that both the girls had it, like it got a little questionable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Chief, Kai, I was really excited to have him because I thought it was going to be our last baby.
Mm-hmm. I did too.
The champ is here. We made a big deal. Gave him a nickname.
Do you remember when I was in labor in the delivery room? I think I was dilated to about 8 centimeters. No pain meds.
Straight up gangster.
Looked you in dead ass in your face and said, "I'm never doing this shit again."
I remember that.
And I meant it.
You meant it.
There's a handful of things that I've said to people before, and like I mean it. Like I stand on business.
Like, no, you stood on all 10 while laying in bed and said, "I'm not doing this again." And then we turned around.
My
and did
goofy
it
ass in
again.
there 13 months later in the same room doing that shit again.
Right back there
My
again.
gosh.
So
I don't know who let me be a grown up because
I know. And like having Miles was, I would say I wasn't excited. I'm not. Oh, all right. Well, please don't get it misconstrued. And I was very excited when she was born and stuff like that. I'm just saying, like, when we first got the news that you were pregnant again, because, like you had just told me that you wasn't going to, like have another baby. And, having a baby is so much. It does so much to a woman's body. And I feel so bad, just watching you go through that pain. And, just to know that we was going to take that trip again, like so soon.
mm-hmm.
And I felt so blessed that we got out of there and you were healthy and the babies were healthy. Just to know that we were going to do that again. I just felt really bad. So like there was a lot of unsurety with
Mm-hmm.
Miles, but I'd say she's probably our funniest baby, and and I wouldn't trade Miles for the world. She's my little princess. So we have a thing where when I pick her up from school, we go by Sonic, and her favorite thing is a corn dog, and we like to share a slushie. So
She gets mad at me. She's happy to see me pick her up from school when it's me.
yeah,
But then when she gets in the car, she literally slams her fist on the console and says, "Where's Daddy?"
that's my girl.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so
No, so I'd say overall, we've been blessed as parents. Our kids are healthy, We've been able to take care of them the best that we could, but, we were young.
yeah, okay, yeah, definitely young. So we made the decision ultimately to like stop having babies after the fourth child.
Yeah.
And there was a decision back and forth about like the vasectomy or like getting your tubes tied. And I just want to like, I guess we never had a chance to like sit down and just talk about like how you feel after getting your tubes tied.
Well, first off, them things was taken out.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Tubes taken out.
Mm-hmm.
Right, yeah.
Removed. I told her she could take more. But she said I was too young. I told her, babe, this worked too good. Take it out.
So we stopped the baby factory. No more. So do you ever have any regrets or, like what's your just feeling towards it? And then like on a broader scale, if there's somebody else that's maybe going through something and, it's about to have another kid or, like that need advice
Mm-hmm.
or, just plain old advice from like parent to a parent,
Yeah.
if you're coaching yourself. So like, first of all, like give me your thoughts about, do you have any regrets as far as, like getting your tubes taken out?
No, I personally don't.
Yeah.
There's always those thoughts, like now that we're more in a position, like if we were to have a baby now,
Yeah.
I would still be like, oh man, what are we going to do? But it's not to the extent of what it would have been,
Yeah.
years ago. Because it literally, we're points in time where financially, like, what are we going to do?
Yeah.
But we figured it out.
Always.
So, it wouldn't be those same worries, but I'm older now.
Yeah.
So, there'd be that, it would balance out new worries.
Yeah.
But I don't regret it. I still catch myself, like, I'll be looking at baby names and stuff. Don't know why.
Right.
I write them down like on my little notepad in my mind. I'm like, oh, that's a good name. I write it down. I don't know. I'm gonna name a cat or something. I don't know, but
I find myself doing that, and I told you I kind of had baby fever, and then we got a dog. So,
Yeah.
and then ever since I did that kind of filled up my plate some more.
yeah,
As far as like getting something as a baby and get the patted on the butt, and just kind of all the like stuff that I miss, because there is some of that I do miss.
yeah,
That new parents unsurety in life, but we got each other's back, and like, yeah, just stuff like that. But No, I had that feeling. I got a dog. It's long gone now. So the next time I hold a baby, it'll probably be a grandbaby. So
Yeah.
all right. So thank you for having that conversation with me. Like I wanted to go into parenting. So um, let's go with another question. Let's kind of switch it up, right?
Okay.
All right. Let's go. You and I have been really blessed these past 2 or 3 years to travel, right, and do a bunch of things that we always dreamed of. And I just want to know from you. I'll let you go first. What's your favorite vacation memory that you have, and why?
I'd have to say, really, I'd have to say probably this last summer, our first time going to Florida, which was our first big family vacation.
Yeah, Florida
But
was amazing.
yeah, and it's for a lot of different reasons. But I'd have to say, overall, my favorite memory was just the first time walking, which you were pulling Kai in the wagon in the
Yeah,
sand, struggle
yeah.
bus.
It
But me,
looks so much easier on TV than in real
yeah,
life.
me, Taj, Nora, and Miles were walking up the little steps, to get over that big sand dune. And once we came over, and they were all like, "Oh wow!"
Seeing the ocean for the first time as a
Yeah,
family.
and like going down the steps, and Taj, he just took off.
Yeah.
And I have a video on my phone, and you can hear him say, "Oh, I'm running," and like he just took off. He didn't know. He just knew he's gonna pick an empty spot, take his shoes off, and like run in the water. That's probably like my favorite.
What an amazing memory,
Yeah,
man.
and Nora just like took off after him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
As you say it, I can visually see it in my head. And
yeah,
it just seems like a culmination of all of our struggles. Like all the times we had to like steal chicken, steal pop sitting outside of, the dollar store. And now we're like on the beach with our family. And to me, like I'm just so proud of that. And I know like the kids are probably looking at me like, man, dad always gets emotional about everything we do as a family. But like the truth is, this is my family. I never, had that dynamic as a kid as far as like a mom and dad. And then, like we didn't have a lot of money growing up. So all this cool stuff we're doing, like I wasn't afforded. So all these moments just feel extra fucking special to me.
yeah.
And like I try to remember them, but I'm glad that we were able to take pictures. And I'm glad that we're going to be able to go back this year as a family.
I
So,
know.
and doing the Airbnb style, so going to get a house down there and just relax. I'd say my favorite thing to do and while we're in Navarre Beach is probably go to the fish market because I love to cook and just like check out the fresh fish
Yeah.
and just, come back and grill it and stuff like that. It's super amazing.
No, those little oysters you made were probably my favorite thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Rockefeller oysters or Clams Casino or something like that. But, like it's where you put Parmesan and butter, like parsley, and you like flame grill the shit out of it. I didn't eat it. Well, I'm going to cheat, right? I'm going to say
Okay.
two vacations, and they're very special, and I think you already know one. So, but the first one I would say is our road trip to Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Just getting in the car, just something about getting in the car and driving 2,000 miles to your destination. And there's so much adventure in between. And I got to learn so much about myself, and I got to learn just so much about you and just being in a car. And I take a lot of pride in when we go on vacations that I'm your protector.
Yeah.
And I just think it's really cool that we get to stop in all these like shady spots and I get to, like be your knight in shining armor. Nah, but along the way, stopping in Albuquerque and just experiencing that culture, the adobe houses, like the Mexican food, like that's some shit that you don't get like anywhere else.
Yeah.
And that's what I love so much about traveling and just getting in a car. We've seen so much, just driving through Texas, driving through New Mexico. And I would say...
We barely saw anything driving through Arizona.
Yeah, barely saw
Desert.
anything. Straight up desert. But you have to admit the hills were beautiful.
They were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like we did see some reservations out there. So I guess that was kind of cool. What I learned about myself is I can't pee in a car.
Oh my God.
I tried really hard right before we got to Vegas, but I just couldn't. Maybe it's the pressure of you there, So, I mean, you didn't see me everything. So, something about just peeing in front of you. I just couldn't do it. No, but all right. So the second one would, for me, be the trip to Seattle, obviously. And that one was super special because it was like a full circle moment. I believe you were pregnant with Taj when I was in Seattle, right?
The first time. Yeah.
Yeah. So I got her pregnant and then I moved away over 4,000 miles, I believe.
I'm not sure how far.
Yeah, I'm not for sure how far Washington is, but I moved away and for a couple months and just kind of like experience life outside of Oklahoma. And I think it's something I've always wanted to do is just get away. And I fell in love with like the big city. And I love Washington. I love Seattle specifically because it's like a tech capital. And since I work with computers, like, I mean, it just
Makes sense.
Yeah. It's kind of like a glove, like I felt like drop me in there and I can thrive. And I felt like I was doing that. And one day I remember having this phone call or hopping on the phone and I was telling myself like, man, I'm going to convince her just to move up here. Like we're going to make life work. And tell them what you told me.
I basically just told him he had a certain amount of time to be back home to me or don't worry about bringing his ass back.
God damn, girl, fucked me up. Wah, wah, wah. So, I came back. I mean, that's what she wanted. And I wanted to be with her. And I wasn't going to bring a seed into this world and not be there. So as much as I love the experience, I came back. And years later, fast forward, 10 plus years later, she surprised me with a trip going back to Washington. And man, I was so excited. I was like a little kid for Christmas. I was like counting down the days. I was at the airport excited. I got off the plane excited. Like I felt like Eddie Murphy in Coming to America. Like I just want to step outside of the airport and start singing,
To be loved.
Yeah, to be loved. Shut up. And I spent 4 or 5 beautiful days there just experiencing the food, the Lebanese food, jumping into the dive bars. The dispensaries were premium. The whole experience, the Airbnb that we had, where you could just step on a balcony and just look at the night lights. And that's something I'll never forget. Just with you being in the room, like laying in the bed and me listening to Tim's and just smoking a blunt and just looking at the city. And that's one of my favorite things to do on vacation is just be out on the balcony at night and just enjoy the city. That's another thing I like to do in Vegas. And I guess that's my moment to just try to like take in everything as much as I can before I go back home, because I know it's going to be like a long time before we go on vacation or, so like I just try to remember everything about it. There is one thing about that vacation that you guys will absolutely love is Bailey discovered a bus that could bend in half.
Jesus.
From our balcony. And I don't know if you guys ever seen like those movies where like the big cities where like the big buses, they have the accordions, like, like in the middle so they can, they're really long buses so they can turn, and it's easy. And Bailey saw those for the first time. What did you call them?
No.
Yeah, I want to say that you called them a bendy bus.
Bendy bus. That's it, I did.
I want to say that you called it a bendy bus.
I did.
So,
Oh, look at that bendy bus. So stupid.
Oh my God. So
It made so much sense once I saw it from above.
yeah. Okay. So those were my two favorite vacations, and those are why I loved them so much. All right. So thank you for that. Let's jump into some hot topics. Right? Okay. So the first one is, let's jump back to Beyonce. All right. You had a chance to take your time while you was at work, saving lives, and then taking the Beyonce album.
Yep.
And then also at home, because while you're cooking dinner, you're bumping, and I got to enjoy it too. So like, give me your thoughts since you had a chance to listen to all of them. And it was 27 songs, right?
It's 27. Yeah, 27 songs, quote unquote. But she has a lot of
Like skits or something like that?
yes. So like with Dolly Parton, Willie Nelson,
Willie Nelson was on it.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Was it Linda Martell, I think, is the other one. So those little skits really give it like that old album, like staticky, like flipping through the channels of an old TV
Yeah.
type of like
You gotta love
sound and stuff. Yeah.
Vibes.
And it seamlessly, goes into the next song.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's 27 songs on the album, but I think like 6 of the songs are those little skits.
I love Post Malone, and I love that she put Post Malone on it. So
Yeah.
And you played that for me. I'm definitely going to go back and just try to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that Levi Jeans is what it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's good. The one with Miley Cyrus, of course, good.
Chef's Kiss.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And then there's one, I don't think it came on earlier when I was cooking. The song is called Tyrant.
Yeah.
You're going to have to put your headphones on and listen to that one in here, because when I tell you that violinist was playing like the rent is due.
Was she?
The rent has never been due more, babe.
Oh, man. I have to check that out.
No, for real. Yeah, and when that beat drops, it's a good one.
So do you feel like it was worth the hype? Like, like everybody made a big deal out of it. Overall, was it worth the hype?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's been the only thing I've been listening to for the last 5 days.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. Swear.
Dang.
Yeah. Because I'm taking my time, but like, yeah.
Well, kudos to Beyonce. I feel like she's definitely an icon. She's a pioneer. I feel like in our culture, she's one of the biggest since Michael Jackson. Mm-hmm. And I would like to say overall, but that damn Taylor Swift, boy. Nigga, she got the whole world on a chokehold. So
No, I've put in my time 5 days in a row with Taylor too, so I ain't got no hate. Like,
yeah, no, Taylor's dope. They had that big deal. Obviously, I'm into football, and Taylor was dating Travis Kelce, and it was everybody like, you were either on this side or you're on that side. You want to see the Chiefs win, you want to see them lose, and it was because you hated Taylor Swift.
people get so mad that they would do a cut scene like from a commercial to Taylor Swift. Like,
you have to admit, it's a lot when they turn it into a drinking game.
it is, and she's partaking herself.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, right.
yeah, on camera. Yeah.
Hey, I don't judge the NFL for drawing more eyes and making more money. So that is what that is.
Sales went through the roof for the Chiefs.
Business is business.
Yeah.
So that was, I can't think of, I'm kind of sad to say this, but I can't think of any other hot topics going on.
I got one.
Talk to me.
The eclipse is on April 8th.
Oh, that is the eclipse.
Yeah. So like the kids at school, like they got little glasses for them and stuff.
I saw an eclipse earlier today, that big old booty walking by me.
You're welcome.
I had to go get my 3D glasses. Nah, finish with it.
Yeah, so the kids, at least our kids, their school, like they got the 3D glasses for them and stuff so they can watch it. And they kind of been doing their whole curriculum like the last week and then this coming
nice.
up week about you know,
Yeah.
or it's like, you know, cosmic themed, you know, like trying to make it
Yeah.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? Fat shit. Sonic has a Galaxy slush, and it is amazing.
Mom was telling me about it.
It's good. You bite it and sprinkles shoot all in your mouth.
Dang. Is it black?
It,
Was it black?
yes. That's where you wish we had a camera, because nah, but
I seen the picture of it. That's why.
it's black and white.
No, there you go.
If you must ask, it has ice cream in it, and it's like a black slush, and it has like chocolate sprinkles.
Nice.
That shit busting. But back to the Eclipse, I did get on Amazon and I bought a 6-pack of the sunglasses.
Did you?
Yeah, and then I
Okay.
also bought it's a cell phone filter. It's a deal that you put
Oh.
over your cell phone camera, and you can take pictures of it. So
Cool.
yeah, and it's going to be here Sunday. So the family,
Just in time.
yeah. So
Okay.
so all of us together are going to go out as a family and kind of enjoy it.
Okay. I did read okay, so they have it mapped out across the United States, like the path that the, you know, the eclipse is gonna be most
Yeah,
covered and stuff, you know, which Oklahoma is a big portion of it. It's like
Yeah.
Oklahoma, Missouri.
it's like 15 states, right?
Yeah. So I was
So
reading-
like, do the other states just don't see it?
they see it, but it's not like
It's just
a
not
total
as dark.
eclipse
Yeah,
or, you know, 97% or 95%.
losers.
Literally. I was reading the other day though about Airbnbs. Airbnbs in the path of this eclipse.
Mm-hmm.
No vacancies, booked up. Like,
Jeez.
like in literally like in a strip across the United States, like where it's gonna happen. And
Yeah, that's smart.
I thought that was
Damn.
the people coming from all over
Yeah, probably all over the world just to check
take
it out.
photos and stuff. Yeah,
Well, luckily enough, we live here.
right.
So,
We should rent out a room.
shit, I will. Nah, all right. So, like, I always thought about doing that car rental deal that we saw in Vegas where
Yeah.
you can rent out your car.
Turo.
Yeah, Turo. Yeah, I might rent out my car.
Yeah,
As long as you put a little gas in that thing.
right.
All right. So, is there any other hot topics that you have?
Don't think
No.
so.
I think that's it. There's nothing really else going on in the world outside of the Diddy thing. There's a continuation of that, but I haven't done too much digging. So we're just kind of going to let that live on a little more until things come on, like, you know, like come to a head. I will say this. I heard on the radio today that they are, Hollywood is clawing at everybody in Diddy's life to drop them documentaries, boy. They are on them documentaries. So Surviving Diddy, the Diddler Part 2 and 3, all of it's coming. So you might as well get ready for all of it. But
I'm gonna watch.
you know, so is there anything that you want to say before we get out of here?
No, just I hope you guys enjoy what we're doing. Support us, give us feedback. You know,
Yeah.
let us know how we're doing or what you think we could do better or what you'd like to listen to. Let us know.
Yeah, man, we absolutely love you guys, and we want to make this a thing. So I hope you join us weekly, and we're going to keep it coming, hot and fresh. So be sure to, like I said, jump in the comments, leave topics, stuff that you want us to talk about, because we will definitely talk about it. Even all the spicy stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, sex coming up.
Oh.
Cut. All right. I appreciate you guys, and I hope y'all have an amazing day. Thank you for listening to the
Yeah.
podcast about nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
All right. Peace.